This is one of my favorite things in alpha. This right here is a boat road. It's properly called an EATS road. EATS is an acronym. I don't really know or remember what it means. I'll probably put it up on screen. But it was invented by Ethoslab. And, oh, I need a boat. So let's do that. Okay. Basically, this can propel boats to the same speed as minecarts, which is a pretty big deal considering that iron is a limited resource in alpha. There's no way to farm it. But everything that I made this out of is renewable, except the torches, which require coal. Charcoal didn't exist in alpha, but I do have a mod that lets me smelt logs to get coal, so that's, for all intents and purposes, it's renewable. In any case, it's a little noisy, but I really like it. I like the click-clack that it makes when we go across, and it's really fun. It's very satisfying. The thing is that I was going down this, I was like, man, I wish I had a cool view of that mansion right there. When I exit this thing and go the other way, I have a great view. But because I'm up against the wall on this side, I can't see it when I'm coming in, and that's kind of unfortunate. So I'm like, well, there's probably a better way to do this. So maybe I could use glass. I have glass right here. My hitbox is not affected by this block right there. Hold on, I just destroyed a boat, so let's check underneath and make sure we have enough to keep this thing running. So you have a little spot to load new boats. I click that wall and it goes up and loads into the system. When a boat falls into here, it comes through here, gets pushed up against this corner, and into this water chute. Boats will shoot straight up flowing water in alpha. And then there's one waiting right there. Let's add another one just to be safe. That leaves us with a very unsatisfying one block of wood. That's too bad. Oh well. Alright, so look. I click that. The boat gets loaded. We can watch it. There it goes. And now it's just kind of bouncing there. Entity collision also seems to propel boats to some degree. But maybe I'll do some experience with that one day, but not right now. All that is to say, I want to build another one of these. One that's slightly more efficient. This structure right here is my painting museum. And it showcases every painting, but its real purpose is to act as a sort of way station or train station. I mean, it's really cool. So I structured the whole thing so that it kind of guides you through every exhibit before you can reach the actual top. And that's called enfilade. I think that's called enfilade. Someone left a comment in one of my videos saying that that was called enfilade. I'm no expert in any of this stuff anyways. Here we are at the top. This is meant to be the kind of the terminal area. And I built this little deck right here very temporarily. So basically I want another EATS road right here, going that way. And you can't really see, you can kind of see that structure, but that way is my quarry area. That's where I dig stone for all my builds, and that is the roof of the quarry. But anyway, I need another one right here, going that way, above the land. And I have some ideas on how to improve the previous design. So first of all, this thing is wider and bulkier than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be 5 blocks wide. It only really needs to be 3. I don't know, think about it. Imagine this is only one water stream wide, and the center has just pressure plates, and there's another water stream going that way. Technically, a boat would fit down there both ways. It would be a tight fit, and 2 couldn't cross paths because they'd hit each other, but you could do it. I hope you can kind of picture what I'm talking about. Also, the ladders. The reason the ladders are here is because it has a very small hitbox, and they're cheap to make. But that boat, when it travels down this road, it gets pinned underneath those ladders, and that keeps it from bobbing up and down, allowing it to increase speed. These water streams only go for about 3 blocks before I go to the next one, because if they go any lower, the boat will bottom out and break. That's just how it works. Anyway, I can use these same mechanics and improve upon a design. So what I want to do is kill this zombie, is make a new EATS road out of glass. And not only that, I want to use as little blocks as possible. I don't want to use any pressure plates to stop the water from flowing. I think there's a way that I can kind of abuse water flowing mechanics to the point where I can make this very thin. It's going to be 4 blocks wide, not 3, because, well, that's the size of the entrance right there. But still, I think that this is something that I can accomplish. But I have to test a few things to make sure this will work as I picture it. Over here, I just walked over here from the the painting museum. You can just barely see it over the treetops. Over here is where I want this to go. I want it to come in a straight line, so it's just going to come straight across and take us right to this quarry, so I don't have to walk back and forth. It'd be a lot cooler. I mean, technically, I have to walk all the way up that painting museum and then get in the boat road and then come over here and then exit that. I don't know how long that is compared to just walking. It's probably not that much of a difference, but it is cool. That's a good reason to do things in this version. All right, hold on. Let me grab just a little bit of water. Zoop. Boom. All right, this is the quarry that I've been kind of digging out little by little, just getting some stone whenever I need it or whenever I'm bored. And obviously there's still a lot of dirt to mine up, which kind of sucks because I don't really think I have a use for it. That's why I made the roof out of dirt, right? Because it's just an easily expendable block and it doesn't look half bad. But I'm in here because I feel like it's a pretty good flat spot to test out the new design for the Eats Road. This is sort of built on the principle that water will always flow to the nearest edge. So look. Oh, okay. If I place the water right there, it should flow here, not there, right? Let's say I have another hole that's equidistant right there. If I were to remove this block, it would flow. Let's remove this wall. I'm gonna place it there again. It's still gonna flow here, okay? If I were to remove this block, now it won't flow. It won't update unless I directly update it with a block. So using this kind of mechanic, I think that I can kind of brute force the flow of water on this Eats Road. Maybe a little staircase up here for demonstration purposes. Okay, so like I said before, the water has to flow 3 blocks out. So if I put it here, let's say I have an indent right there, okay? So there we go, we got 3 blocks. Then I need to have another water source right there that flows to here. The thing is, if I place it right here, it'll flow back to both because these 2 holes are equidistant. Look, that kind of destroys the point. So I'm gonna have to do this in a really specific order. This first, then I can remove this one, place that, so on and so forth. The cool thing about this is that once I have these in place, and I have to keep these guys in tow, is oops, shoot, didn't mean to do that. Is I can remove all the blocks, I mean mostly, around these, and then just kind of have it float like that. No signs, no pressure plates, nothing. So pretty cool, right? Of course, it requires a lot of placement of dirt just to kind of trick the water into flowing certain directions. The other thing is you're gonna have these little big bulky catching stations for the water. And to avoid that, well, I accidentally ruined this thing, which is another downside. It's going to be really hard to fix. Once you ruin one water stream, I think you're going to have to kind of reset the whole thing. So that's a little downside, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to go to there. We're going to go there. And there. Cool. Let me remove everything. Okay, so imagine you have something like this. One thing I do want to avoid is these big clunky catch chambers for the water. So my plan was to just dig a hole below it at some point in the ground and then just let it flow. And because I'm letting it flow, I can remove them entirely. It's a bonus because it looks pretty cool. So theoretically, I should be able to board this just fine. Let's try it. Come on, boat. Watch, it's gonna hit the ground on the brake. Oh, okay. Anyway, it works. Though now I'm ever so slightly concerned because I remember looking at my Eats Road, this third water level seemed a lot higher than this. I feel like it's lower just because it's flowing down into something. I remember when I said that if the water level gets too low, it'll bottom out. Yeah, we don't want that. So, there is a way to test this. Let's try it out. I can't place ladders above it because it'll update these. That sucks. I'm gonna place all this dirt back. Alright, these shouldn't update now. It should be fine. Okay, we have some ladders. Oh shoot, I just updated all these. Oh no, okay. All right, so let's see. Oh, I'm gonna push him. Oh, all right. Got a pretty good speed going there. I'm just worried, you know, that it feels low to me. Let me go get some more blocks, okay? And then extend this a little bit longer. If I can do that, I can more safely prove that this thing will work across longer distances. You know what I mean? I'll be right back. All right, this took a minute to hash out, but I think it's ready. So I made it a little bit longer. Keeping some of the blocks here for now, just in case this breaks, and I don't have to spend a bunch of shovels just to fix it. But for all intents and purposes, if I were to remove all this dirt, it would still look normal. Anyway, a little impromptu boat loader. I'm pretty sure this is how this works. It should... okay. It should get pinned. Yeah, okay. Now it's pinned underneath that ladder. When I open this door, it should start propelling me forward. All right, let's try it. Oh, all right. Oh, wait, I didn't plan this very well. Okay, there we go. This door needed to be like right here. All right, it's pretty much loaded correctly. There we go. Ooh. Ta-da! Alright, that seems like it works. Okay, I guess I can take down this entire thing. That's the proof of concept. The trick is going to be... oh boy, the trick is going to be to create another one right here. One thing that's sort of a big concern is if I need to do a little bit of construction or something breaks or whatever on a single link in the chain, how do I repair it without it kind of screwing everything up? Right, because if I want to place this back, I have to fill this hole, which will screw this one up, and so on and so forth. So it's like if I remove one, all the ones behind it, I'll also have to remove, and I don't really want to do that. So I feel like there's got to be a way to do this, to fix and replace one without just messing everything up. So here's what I think I can do. Let's say I need to remove this one. Okay, let's do that. Remove there. Let's put it back. I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. Alright, I have another idea, believe it or not. So let's say I need to remove this one. Let's prep ahead of time. Remove this block. Place that there. Okay. We're on to something. Remove that. Alright, let's place it back. And now that's a little bit further. Nice. Now I should be able to just... yeah. Okay, cool. So it is possible. I won't have to redo the entire bridge in case something breaks, you know what I mean? Alright, now I know that I built this platform out here, but I think it would be cooler if this whole thing started inside. The thing is, it's a little bit difficult, because right underneath this is another painting exhibit, so I have to be very selective about how I do this. But now that I know I can kind of edit this thing wherever I need to, I'm just gonna start it out here and then see what happens, you know? Gotta remove some of these logs, though. Gotta have one trail going that way. And one coming this way. To start this whole thing off, I'm actually going to build a dirt like under bridge kind of deal here. Let's see if I can even reach down. Like so underneath here, I'm gonna line it with blocks all the way, so I have some support for the water catchers. I guess this means I'm just gonna make a giant dirt bridge all the way. I mean, I don't even know how far this is gonna go, so this is gonna take a little while, isn't it? Yesterday was my college graduation ceremony. I graduated yesterday. Walked across the stage, grabbed the empty diploma jacket, all that stuff. Which means I'm finally done. I'm finally done with school. And it's a little worrying, right? Like... did you hear that? Yeah, that happens if you crouch for a long time. Like when you crouch, you don't hear stepping noises. So if you just crouch for a really long time, it's like all the stepping noises you would have made catch up to you. Like that. Yeah, so that's just a quirk. Where was I? Yeah, my graduation. I did the ceremony, you know, went out to brunch after, it was great. I'm done, and that means maybe I can finally start putting some more time into YouTube. You know, I really enjoy making videos. I have for a while, I just never really had the time. Between work and school, especially this being my last semester, I never really had the opportunity to just kind of make videos at my own pace when I wanted them. I never really schedule anything out or plan anything out like ahead of time. I was just like whenever I got a moment, and that was usually never. Now I'm finally done. I'm thinking maybe I can start putting some more time into the channel, you know? I like making videos that are about all kinds of things. I have a giant list of topics I want to make videos about. Just like thoughts and ideas that I want to kind of explore about old Minecraft and things of that nature. But also I need to find a new job. The one I have now is great, but it's not the career that I want to be in for the rest of my life, right? I went to university for film production, and I am currently like a printed circuit board technician. Like I build printed circuit boards. You know, it's completely different from what I actually want to do. So I talked to them. I said, you know, like, I'm only going to work here a few more months. I gave them a final day, and I'm going to try to find a new job by then. And if I can't, then I'm going to use that new time I have when I'm not employed to like edit new demos together of stuff that I can do, work on projects to impress potential future employers. Yeah, this tree was in the way, so I had to get rid of it. I actually already did get an interview. My professor reached out to me and said that an organization run by some alumni was looking for an editor, like an editing internship, a fully paid summer internship. I wouldn't do a free internship. Who can these days, right? Anyway, but yeah, I applied. They asked for an interview. I think the interview went really well, but I realized afterwards that I sent them the wrong demo reel. Supposedly they told me I'm going to hear back from them today. It would be really cool to work at this company. I mean, I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but the opportunity would be massive for me. It would look great on my resume and all that stuff. It would be fun to edit film and videos professionally. It would be a good experience too. To kind of like celebrate my graduation and finishing my final classes, I went to a tea store and I bought myself 3 new teas. And then I went on a little mini vacation with my girlfriend up north, Michigan, and found another tea store. So I bought 3 more teas there. I haven't even tried them all yet. I'm pretty excited to, though. Ugh, get out of here, tree. Oh, that's really close to this tree. Oops. Oh, man. Oh, I don't want to start a forest fire. Please don't catch. Oop. Okay, a few. Oh, shoot. I didn't even notice. Ah, that's just 2 trees. It's not terrible. Oh, well. Here's a little alpha trivia for you. Logs, and I think presumably wood. If it catches fire but doesn't burn by a certain amount of ticks, it will stop attempting to burn, so it'll just stay burning forever. This is I guess, pre-netherrack type stuff. I haven't been able to get on this world for a while just because of finishing classes, finishing my thesis film, final projects. Oh, okay. All right. Boom. Oh, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I haven't been able to get in the world for a while. I've been thinking about making this East Road like the entire time. In the back of my mind, it's just kind of been there. Okay, so I want this to come all the way over here and kind of like go over this existing rail. I don't know exactly how far it's going to be, but I do know it needs to end over here somewhat. I started clearing this chunk for a new station for this thing. I don't know how long it's going to take or like what the deal is going to be. But yeah, I think that this is going to come all the way out to like right here, and I'll call it good. All right, I'm going to say it's going to come about this far. Okay. Now we got to go back. This creeper's been following me for a little ways now. Get out of here. Alright. Alright, next step is to... Gosh, what is it? I don't know. I guess cover this thing with glass. Except every 3 blocks will be no glass. So I need to think about that, I suppose. I want these to be even. So it's going to go something like this. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I should push this back one. Okay, let me do that. I need to just continue this, I guess, as far as I can go. I just had like a Reuben sandwich with salami on it. It's pretty good. Rye bread. Crust was way too thick, though. Kind of hurts my mouth when I try to chew it. Oh, man. Aw. I'm so bad at this. I'm afraid I'm going to get this off at some point and not even notice. Creeper just blew me up. Oh, shoot. Anyway, I just had kind of a dumb idea. Let me fix this crater first and I'll tell you what it was. So I have all the glass up. All the dirt there is where the water is going to flow down into. And I was trying to think, like, do I just have it flow straight down into the ground? I mean, that would be cool. But I feel like it would be better if it was self-contained, not supported by anything. If I were to do that, I'd have to make, like, these big catch basins for all the water to stop it from flowing everywhere. And I don't want to do that. Then I had this really interesting idea. Water should be able to flow into other water, okay? And there is a way to get water to float midair without flowing. And maybe none of that makes any sense. Let me just kind of walk you through how I'm thinking of this. I hate the freaking alpha cooldown. All right. This is an ice block. I froze some water up in the air, and now I'm going to melt it with the power of the torch. Look at that. Now, it's just floating water. Check that out, huh? Pretty cool. This is the advantage of snow worlds. You can make ice, and you can make stuff like this using ice. Obviously, when you update this, it will flow everywhere. I guess my question is, can I make the water that flows between the glass flow into one of these floating water things? And that'll stop it from coming down, and it'll look really cool, like water suspended on air, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, now we have some ice. All right, so this is what I mean. Let me simulate that up there, just a tiny bit, okay? Okay, I got the water flowing. Shoot. Oh, I forgot about that. That just updated because snow fell next to it. Yeah, we can't let that happen. Good to know. All right, just to stop some snow from falling into critical areas, let's do this. Cool, okay. Okay, bit of a mess. This is our simulated water stream. Like, pretend it's flowing up there, okay? This is our little catch bin. On the bottom of the catch bin, instead of another block, it's ice. Okay, stay with me. So if I melt this ice while it's stuck in air like that, boom, okay, look. Now we have floating water right there. Okay, so if I remove this block, that's the whole point of this, is I remove the little catch bin. Whoa, look at that. It just stays in the air. That's so cool. Oh, man. Okay, so imagine that's the entire... Oh, that's gonna be so hard to do. Imagine that's the entire bridge. Okay, yeah, I want to see if I can get this to go up one. Just one. Okay, I'm realizing this isn't really gonna work because now that I have this frozen, if I were to put water here, it wouldn't flow that way. It would flow somewhere else, and that doesn't really work for us. So I think we're just gonna stick to what I had before. But it's still really cool. That changes their plans a little bit. That means I have to. Place a block underneath every single one of those dirt blocks there. Theoretically, I don't have to do that. I could just put the water there, have it flow down willy-nilly, whatever, and then it would freeze. And then it would stop flowing and, you know, it might destroy some of these flowers or something, but it would mostly be fine. Okay, to prepare for my new plan, I went and I put blocks underneath all these over here, but the rest of the bridge, that's like, I don't know, that's just way too much work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let these flow just over the landscape. I don't care. I went through and I like dug some holes to kind of control the water flow a little bit, and I removed all the flowers because I don't want to lose flowers. They're non-renewable. Other than that, this is how I'm gonna take care of this little issue. And look, they're already freezing, so it should only be temporary. But yeah, this is turning out to be a lot larger of a project than I thought it was gonna be, and that's perfectly fine. Dang, I feel kind of bad about like getting water everywhere. You know what? I only have 2 buckets. What I should do is I should go to all my bases and just like grab all the buckets that I have. I don't really want to spend iron on it because, again, iron is non-renewable. But I have buckets that I've made, buckets that I've gotten from dungeons, that kind of thing that I could try to grab. Boop, beep. Yeah, let me go do that. Boop. All right, here we go. That's gonna look really cool when it's finished, I swear. Last night I had some super delicious tea called Black Dragon Pearl. It's one of the new teas that I bought, one of the 6 that I just got. And it's been on my tea wish list for a very, very long time. I don't even remember when I wrote it down. But what's unique about Black Dragon Pearl is it's a very full-bodied black tea. As in, the leaves are largely intact. They're not ground up, they're not chopped in half, they're not crushed, nothing like that. They're all together. And they're actually all wrapped up into perfect little spheres. I'll have to show some pictures of it because I really want some more. They have a very sweet black tea taste. It's very refreshing. I had it for the first time last night, and I should have checked right there for buckets. But I was going to say it was totally worth it. Super tasty. Perfect with a little bit of local honey. Apparently local honey helps with seasonal allergies. My allergies have been really kicking in, and I've been taking these little essential oil pills my mom got me. I don't know what's even in them, but she said, try these instead of antihistamines, and I'm like, okay, sure. And they actually do work, and they give me nice breath. The scent is so dang strong, it acts like smelling salts. Whatever. Maybe you noticed, I recently put some lava on the inside of that tower, flowing down, and then I changed the spiral in the center to make it more even that was originally in there. And ever since then, like, the minecart booster has not been able to take me all the way here. I don't know what it is. It's disappointing is what it is. But I'm going to have to put like another one in there to make up for that, unfortunately. Buckets galore. Oh, I don't have enough room for this. Yeah, this is a problem I'm going to have to address at some point. I mean, look, this interior is really cool. It's kind of hard to see everything. And now it just, like, for whatever reason, I was able to get all the way from there to the center of the world, and now I can't without slowing down. Yep. I gotta walk. Alright. My dad just took me out to dinner. I just got back. I feel like I ate so much food, my stomach is pressing up against my lungs. Anyways, this is kind of a mess, but look, it's already clearing up. We have... the whole thing's almost completely frozen. Check that out. As you can see, like, looking down that way, there's just going to be these two stripes underneath here. I don't care. If anything, it makes things look more natural, right? All these trees, they have no snow underneath, so it kind of makes sense that these wouldn't have much snow underneath, right? This is going to be increasingly tricky. The next step is going to... oh, I have to remove these torches, don't I? Yeah. Otherwise, these won't freeze. I have to extend all this dirt out as far as I can, and then anytime I see ice, I'm going to cover it up. And it's funny, I was talking about how I wasn't really sure what to do with all the dirt that I had earlier in the video, but luckily for me, I actually have several double chests of it. It's kind of a cute house. Yeah, these are all frozen as well. I was a little bit more careful on this side because I didn't want these rails to break. If water flows straight down onto a block that can be destroyed with water, like rails, it'll destroy that item. It won't give it back to you. It will just erase it. Here's my amazing demonstration. Bump. No more flour. Alright, this entire row right here, this should all be dirt. I have a lot. Look at all that dirt. Pretty good. I just need to make as much room as possible. So I'm going to shove some of this glass up into my crafting grid. I'm going to keep it there. Hopefully I won't forget. Now I'm kind of thinking of it, I feel like I should have some idea of what this building over here is going to look like. I'm not really totally sure yet. I'm not even sure if it's going to go like right here. Whatever. It'll all work out in the end. I'm kind of sad because that job opportunity I was really excited about, that I applied and had the interview for, they never messaged me today. They said they would get back to me on Friday, but it's Friday and they did not. There's a story attached to that. So when I was at my graduation ceremony, I was talking to one of the guys there, and I was like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do like after we graduate? And so-and-so, he's like, oh, I just got a job. And this city is the same city as the place where I applied for. And I'm like, oh, you did? And then we found out that it was the same job position we were talking about. Turns out he knew them, like he knew some people who worked there. He already knew the alumni who worked there. And I did not. I never knew any of them. Like, that gives him a little bit of an advantage. And he said that he had just been told that he was hired. That was on Wednesday. It was the day after my interview was. So I'm like, oh, wow. So either they're hiring multiple people, or this dude just kind of stole the... He did not steal, right? But like, this guy just took the job opportunity. And I think that's what happened. Just kind of wish they would have told me, but I'll email them on Monday when they open and see what's up, follow through with that. Maybe they are hiring multiple people and they just haven't told me yet. I don't know though. Anyway, I got a lot of dirt placing to do. So I'm just gonna get to doing this. Oh no. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm placing this one block lower than it should be. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of dirt placing to do. Alright, fine. Alright, every single dirt block has been placed. It's the next day, in real life, not on the game. I've also got all those torches coming down to keep snow from accumulating. I think I mentioned it before, but if snow accumulates, and I have like a perfectly good water stream here, and I go to break the dirt block, and there's some snow on top of it, if I break it, it'll update, and I can't have that, so I made like so many torches. This is, I think, about a double chest of dirt. If you know anything about alpha, each stone tool can break 65 blocks. So I'm gonna need a double chest of stone shovels to remove it all. Yeah, alright. I'm sure it's more than a double chest, honestly. Anyway, the next step, I have to get glass and put it all the way around here. So the idea is I put glass up here. And if you remember at the beginning of the video when I was talking about the ladders, keeping the boat pinned down, glass will do the exact same thing. And it doesn't suffocate the player. And I think that if I sit here and I look out, then I can't actually see the glass, so I'll have a really nice view when I'm traveling. I don't need this glass to be every single block. I could do every other block like how I have the ladders over there. But if I want to have that nice view, then it does need to be every single block, and that's fine. I mined a bunch of sand in preparation for this little project, so it's all good. But I have to do this first, otherwise if I go and place it after all the water streams are in place, it will update all of them, as I'm sure you could guess. I kind of thought it would be cool to add little, like use slabs and make loops every, I don't know, every 9 blocks as a form of decoration. And maybe that would be cool, but I don't mind just making it kind of low down like this, like minimalist. This project is taking so long, I don't want to add any more extra work to myself at this point. I did briefly entertain the thought of, instead of using glass, using ice. Basically where all this glass is, I'd have to fill it with water and then let it all freeze. And then the bridge would be made out of ice. But that's, again, I don't want to add more work to myself. It'd be cool though. You cannot obtain ice in alpha. It's not possible. You can freeze it in place, and it has to have sky access to do so, but that's it. That's all your options are. Maybe I don't have enough glass for this. That's not good. You know, one day I'd like to do more stuff with bricks. It's a very unique block, especially in Alpha 1.1. It's got this bright red sheen to it with the very white grout in between every brick. I think that a lot of cool builds could be made out of it, and it's pretty different from the rest of the color scheme of Alpha. It's so hard to find, you know, especially with the snow world, right? It's covering up all the beaches where clay might be, so it's no simple task. But I do have some ideas of things I would want to build with it. I do write things down occasionally. I do write things down from time to time, ideas for builds that I have, and you know, I have a decent amount of bricks. I mean, I got clay scattered all over the chests of my world. We really don't have any more glass. Alright. I need a lot more. Means we gotta go sand mining. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Need to stock up some more boats in this thing. I've been kind of thinking about the boat loading system that I'm going to have for this new Eats Road. So here, multiple boats are stored at a station, and if you, I don't know, if I'm constantly coming to that station and traveling that way only, eventually I'm going to run out of boats. The way I've kind of devised to fix that issue with this current rail station is only have 2 boats at all times, one on either end. And when you take one boat from one end, travel all the way to this end. When you arrive, you'll hit a pressure plate that will release a boat that's already here, and that'll go to that end. So that way the boats are kind of always swapping positions, you know, you always have one on one side. I feel like that would be a pretty good solution to how this is. I feel like I released a few more boats, but they're just not here anymore. That's kind of strange. Oh, wow. Something happened down. Oh, what the heck? That's where they went. What's going on here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. If I had to hazard a guess as to what probably happened here, one boat must have broken at some point, and boats can actually be held in place by items, so can mine carts. They'll stop them from moving forward. So there's a bunch of items here that were kind of holding them. And then when that second boat fell down, it collided with the items of the other boat, so it broke. See, they're kind of finicky in this version. Oh, there, now we have another one. The reason I came here is because I'm in the process of trying to completely remove this island. That's going well. But once I completely remove it, I can start building my passive mob farm here. Maybe you can see this place a lot better in the daytime. But yeah, it's just this tiny island that's completely surrounded by water. And that helps a lot, because that means there's very few spawnable spaces for passive mobs out here. Like these guys. Look, it's a bear. Hold on. There we go. Maybe the legs are too much. Look, you can kind of see. It's like, it looks kind of like a bear, right? I should remove the legs. There we go. He's standing up, you know? I feel like it kind of looks like a bear. Anyway. I just finished making another cup of that Black Dragon Pearl tea. Super tasty. I'm going to throw some videos up on it. Like I said earlier, very full-bodied, a very rich flavor. All that tea flavor is packed in tight with the pearls. Super good. Good with a big scoop of honey, too, to bring out some of that flavor. He wishes he could have some. I like doing sign art like this. I went through a couple different ideas for a face, but this is what I settled on. I don't know, can you tell? Can you tell what that's supposed to be? Whatever. Still got some time, so maybe I'll make another one. That's a good spot for another bear. Like right here. Let's put his ears like way up here. Let's try this. Yeah, let's try this. Put his ears. No, I can't get them far enough apart because the spaces are so short, but there's still a character limit. Whatever, that works. That works for what we need. Let me do this real quick. Maybe I can make his eyes bigger. That looks like a bear. Look at that. He looks like he's kind of freaked out. Okay, it also looks like maybe a dude holding up a barbell, but look, okay, eyeball, the nose right there, little snout coming out, ears. That looks like a bear to me, right? I mean, that looks like a cuter, like a more innocent. Honestly, that looks kind of, it reminds me more of a ferret. Whatever, it's staying. This is a big scary bear. Maybe he's scared of me. I don't know. I like bears. I don't ever want to see one in the wild, but I like them. You know, there was this game in my recommended that I saw for a while. It was kind of like Roblox and Minecraft combined. And like the NPCs were bears that went around building things or something like that. It was something like that. I think it was called Voima. Voima? I don't know. I haven't heard about that in a while. Maybe I should check it out. Have any of you guys seen that? Voima? I mean, it looks interesting. It just doesn't look interesting enough for me to play it, you know? There has been a lot of Minecraft competitors. Now that I'm thinking about this topic, this is a very boring visual for you to look at while I'm talking about this. But yeah, there's been a lot of Minecraft competitors. One I saw recently was Reforged, or like, it's called Reforge or Reforged. It's by 4J Studios. It's their Minecraft competitor. But even, I mean, it looks cool, but even that, you know, it just doesn't look like it's unique or interesting enough to potentially overthrow Minecraft as the king, you know? I said this before to someone else, but if voxel games continue to be like a popular genre for decades to come, then the next big voxel game that everyone's going to play has got to do something better than Minecraft. Not just different enough to make it legally distinct, you know what I mean? It has to be better. It has to improve on existing concepts. It has to streamline things. And different's good too, but it also has to be better, right? Like, it can't just be the same thing reskinned. There's one I saw called Lay of the Land, where the voxels were actually like an super tiny, like the size of a single pixel on a block. Yeah, really interesting. And the shaders look great. It was more like it's kind of like 3D Terraria, I guess. It's tasty. See, I'm walking forward with no hands. This is a thing you could do in old Minecraft. I don't think you can do it anymore. Look, okay? If I hit E and W at the same time, Boom. So I can walk forward without having without having to do anything. I do this all the time. Lock walking. I don't know what you call it. It's helpful because I'm eating in Danish right now. Oh, shoot. Okay. Here we are. All right, the next step of this whole thing. But for this to work properly, we have to travel backwards. So yeah, place block there, flows out. Perfect. Destroy the next one. Flows out onto the ice. So on and so forth. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot that the water hitbox of the player's hitbox, you can technically swim in water this way. That's pretty neat. But yeah, it's a lot of this all the way down. Wait a minute. How did this happen? Oh no. Yeah, snow's gonna fall here, isn't it? Because this water's like, what is it, technically blocking the heat from the torch? Really? Oh man. Yeah, because it's not heat, it's light level that keeps snow away. Not skylight, it's just torch light. That's not ideal. I really need to kind of think of a way to prevent that from happening. But I'm afraid if I put a torch right here, it might put that at risk of melting. I don't want to accidentally melt that. Not yet, you know? Unfortunately, I know what I have to do here. I just don't want to. This means I have to put dirt above all these. Alright, well this dirt is all up. I kind of think maybe it would have been a little easier to just put some more torches down somewhere, you know? But at least for me, sometimes it's easier to inconvenience myself than to change my mind. So this is where we are. It's like a spider following me. Yep. You know, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I can finally feel that this is coming together a little bit. Alright, that was the last water bucket. I mean, for now, to get the bulk of this bridge done. I guess that means I actually have to go and remove all these blocks, right? I mean, that's all I have to do. So I'm going to start, I think, by removing all the blocks out of the center on the bottom, and then the top, and then shearing off the blocks bordering the water here. And I'm going to leave those torches there to melt all the ice underneath. So let's do that, I guess. It's going to take a lot of shovels to do this. All right, hold on. Let me make a chest or something like that. What happened to my bow? I must have dropped it at some point. I don't know where the heck I went. Oh yeah, I can't remove that, can I? Okay. Alright, I see. Yeah, I can't remove these ones. Right here, not yet. I forgot about that. Is there a point to removing the center then? I mean, at this stage? Maybe I just shouldn't bother. Yeah, maybe I should just wait to do this part. Alright, we're gonna do the outside first. Then we're gonna melt all the ice, and then we're gonna do the inside and the top, and that should be good. That should be, yeah. Ah, shoot. Should I melt the ice first? Maybe I should melt the ice first completely. Yeah, I didn't think this through. Alright, if I completely melt all the ice first, and then remove every block, I should be good to go. I shouldn't have to worry about, like, this overflowing or something like that. See what I mean? Okay, well the trick comes with, how do I properly melt the ice? I guess I should just do that. Right? Okay, boom. Easy. Just place a torch next to it. And that should, I think, yeah, it'll reach over there and melt that one too, right? That one's melted. Oh, wait. Oh no. Oh no, I can't do this. Oh shoot, I forgot. Ah, I'm all over the place. Well, I kind of ruined this. Yeah, look, underneath here, okay? Once I remove this block, it'll flow. That's what I needed to do. Alright, I think I got it figured out now. I have to go underneath this entire thing. How am I going to do that? And remove every single block underneath, surrounding the ice blocks, like so, and then melt them. That's the plan. That's the plan. Which means I have to remove some of this water now. Okay. Yeah, I have to wait for that to freeze. That's fine. This is melted. Wait for that to freeze. Needs sky access to freeze. Let's see, right here. I'll let that freeze as well. That also needs to... Okay. Alright. I'll get this fixed, I promise. Okay, I died. Because my diamond sword broke at some point. I don't remember when it was, but it's busted and I need to get a new one. But so far, this looks really cool. I mean, this is the track that I normally take to the quarry. So you can see, maybe I need to get a little bit closer, look that the water is already partially melted. So I removed all the dirt from underneath. I started melting all the water with torches. I had a few mishaps here and there, like this, that I had to repair, and that becomes a little bit harder once these bottom bits of water are in play. But yeah, I got slaughtered by a skeleton over here. Thankfully, it was just a skeleton. A creeper would have been devastating. All right. So I ended up putting another line of dirt all the way down so I could remove all the dirt that's between the ice, and then I could go and melt it. I've been taking a lot of screenshots of different stages of progress of this thing. I'm kind of impressed by it, you know? I feel like I have something to be pretty proud of about this, you know? It's pretty cool. Thankfully, it's not quite the house of cards it looks like, because I've broken this thing 3 times already, and I've been able to repair it successfully every time, thankfully. So it is fixable, technically. Ow. I've been thinking, now that I am done school, and I have a little bit more time, I think it'd be cool if I started a new video series on Vintage Story. People have been recommending it to me like nobody's business. I'll be honest, I've never seen a single playthrough of it. In one of my videos in the past, I said that I did see it, like I was watching it. But that was kind of a lie, because I was watching Lay of the Land, not Vintage Story. And I guess I just didn't really think about how those were 2 different games. But the only thing I know about Vintage Story is that you kind of like lay out clay to dry, like in Better Than Wolves. That's it. I know it's very survival focused, so I feel like I would enjoy it. I was thinking this morning about how I would like to play a more survival focused mod pack or something, and I realized, like, Vintage Story, I could try that out. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. Maybe I could release Vintage Story in the middle of the week. It's just, I don't know if I'll have time to make 2 long videos a week. We'll see. It probably won't be for a while if I start something like that. Because honestly, I wasn't even planning on making this video. I told everyone that I wasn't going to be able to even make a video this week because I thought I wouldn't have time, right, with graduation and stuff. But it turns out I had about 2 days, yesterday and today, to pound this out. So I'm going to try to get this done. I mean, it's like, which would be nice. It means I would never have missed a week. But it has been a little while since I've actually played this world. I do want to make another big, long video, maybe even 2 hours long, for next week. I think that'd be pretty cool, where I figure out that building and then like some of the surrounding area. And then I have an iceberg video I've kind of had on the back burner for ages, for Better Than Adventure. I've done so much research. There's like 141 entries onto that thing that I've made. I didn't just find an iceberg chart somewhere. I made it. I spent time researching it. I'm still spending time researching it. It's not done. And then I can finally make the video and narrate everything. But that's going to take a while. And I keep hearing about new stuff I didn't even know about, so. But I'd like to get that out and put that on the main channel, the Monster channel, all in due time. All in due time. Since I didn't get that job, I'm guessing that I didn't get it, unfortunately. Probably going to have a lot more free time, especially since I'm going to be quitting my other job, so maybe I'll be doing YouTube full time for a little while. That'd be fun. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Just, you know, I need to eat. But yeah, let me know what you guys would think if I did a Vintage Story playthrough. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. Just to go through it completely blind. Just kind of similar to these ones, relaxing, low down, talking about life, that kind of stuff. I also thought it would be fun, and this is kind of unrelated, but those bears that I built earlier, like, what if I built a bear enclosure, you know, like a building that has different exhibits for all kinds of bears, like polar bears, panda bears, grizzly bears, Kodiak bears, Siberian bears, you know, I don't really know all the ones. There's sun bears, there's like honey bears? What? I don't know if that's a thing. Like a Pooh bear. It'd be cool if I could make a like an exhibit with all the different bears, and then they would have their own little enclosure. Honestly, I have a lot of ideas for buildings that don't particularly serve a use. I'm waiting to finish the center of the world, because once that's done, I'm going to build a city around it. I'm going to need to have a use, a purpose for all those buildings. So I don't think it's a bad idea to save up all my ideas, all my little creative ideas, and then put them to use once I finally have the center building complete, or at least laid out somewhat. You know, talking makes this go by a lot faster for me, because otherwise I'm just like watching some dude build an Anglo-Saxon hut. I mean, it's pretty cool. I tried doing that once when I was a kid. I used to watch a lot more, what is it called? Primitive Technology or something? Primitive something? That guy, John Plant, he goes out in the Australian jungle and he like builds little huts and things like that with only his bare hands and stuff. I think it's called Primitive Technology. Anyway, when I was a kid, I used to watch it a lot more, and I was obsessed with it to the point where I tried to do it myself. And I went out into the woods, and I'm like, you know, I'll take a hatchet at least, because I'm a kid, not an adult. I figured that was fair. I got a hatchet, and I cut down some trees, and I started digging little post holes to put the posts in. I was going to make my little hut. I got all the posts up, and then once I got them up, I was like, wait, how do I do the rafters? How do I do the cross beams? You know, I didn't think that far ahead. And then I just gave up on it because there were so many mosquitoes in the woods, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So that was kind of the last time I attempted something like that. I don't know how old I was. It's probably like 15. One day I wouldn't mind building a house properly. Like, I don't have to pretend to be some primitive man or anything. Like, building my own house, sawing the boards, using my construction experience, which I have a little bit. I have entertained the thought of building a house on stilts just because it would be unique. You know, I only have the one life, right? So what if I just did something different from everybody else? I just built a big house on stilts in the middle of the woods or something. Like like one of those fire watchtowers. That'd be fun. Probably wouldn't be fun. Probably suck to build, I mean, but it would be cool to live in until I got old and couldn't walk up the stairs or ladders anymore. I don't know. I like to entertain like goofy ideas like that every once in a while, and then I forget about them. Okay, now I need a way to get up there and remove all that. And then the surrounding area with all the torches. And it'll be done. Alright, so I logged out and logged back in. And I phased through the block I was standing on. And fell to my death. Okay. Now, someone told me, Deadly Dirt Block, told me that if you crouch a little bit, like if you crouch like this, and then you exit, log back in, log back in inside the block. So doing that and logging out is dangerous, and I never remember that. Oh man, you have no idea the heart attack looking at this thing just gave me. From that viewpoint, it looked like all the water had flowed incorrectly and like broken or something. But no, it was because I was looking at it flat on, and I was seeing both of them lined up against each other. It looked like some awful chain reaction had happened. I don't know, just paranoid, I guess. Here we are. This thing has killed me so many times. I wonder if the time lost to construction will ever make up for the time saved by this transportation. Hey, look, I'm Steve now. Recently, I saw at a store a little Mario mushroom candy holder thing. I don't know how to describe it. I got a picture. It's this little metal Mario mushroom thing. I don't really know the proper name for those. I think it's just called a mushroom. And the inside has these little sugar candies. And I used to go and get them at Blockbuster. Whenever my mother took us to Blockbuster, me and my brother, we go, maybe we pick out a video game or a movie or something. They always had them there. And I thought it was the coolest dang thing ever. We would always beg her to buy us one, but I think she only did like 2 or 3 times ever. I thought it was the best thing ever. I think it tasted a lot better than it actually did because, you know, we never got it, so it was such a kind of a special thing. And I saw it recently, I bought it, and I don't know, just it tastes like generic candy. But I just thought it'd be kind of neat, the novelty of owning one of those again. I haven't seen them since I was a kid. They also made a green one, you know, a little one-up mushroom. Both of these I remember tasting a lot better than they actually do. Oh well. But hey, look at that. We're done. It's too bad it's dark. I really do need another diamond sword. Let's do that and grab some logs. There's no logs here. I'm gonna grab these up. Okay, let's think about the loading mechanism that I'm gonna do. I took a 30-minute nap to rest my eyes and thought about how I was gonna build this thing. Here's another thing I'm gonna do. Let's put that there. Let's make use of some of these pressure plates. Put a water bucket there. Nope. me think about this a little bit more. I need to get some redstone. All right, so now that I think about it, I need something to basically stop the boat for me to get out and also hold this other boat into place once I get out of it. With some dummy blocks right here. Okay, cool. And then that's not what we want, so I need that to be opposite. Okay, so that state is open, but now it's gotta shoot. Now it's kind of in the way of this water stream. All right. Okay, what if I did this? Right there. So when the player comes in here, they're going to be on this pressure plate, which is going to stop this thing. I mean, it should stop this thing, right? The boat's going to push you right here, and then when you get out, the boat's going to be able to get in position right there. And this boat will stop it until you phase through. All right, we're gonna try this out. I don't know how much faith I have in this contraption. Come on, boat. Oh, shoot. I already screwed up. Yeah, all right, let's try that again. I need to put the boat in there, and then I need to... Okay. I'm a tiny bit confused on what's happening here. Why is it stuck like that? Why isn't it moving? Is it because it's... Oh, it's stuck inside those blocks. Oh, there we go. So when I get in this thing... Okay, oh, here we go. Ha! I feel like I didn't do that quite... But look at the water. Wow, look at that. I feel like I should exit this thing. Oh. Oh, now I'm just... Okay. Ah. Ouch. All right, so let's mock load this thing. Let's simulate a boat coming in from the opposite station. Oh, all right. No, don't do that. Okay. All right, I think if I give this a push over here, give it a little push. All right, get in there. Ah, why did that happen? Let's try that again, I guess. Just fall. Scoot forward a bit. Okay, so that's where it's supposed to stay. Right there. I think that's correct. And then when I get in here, that opens up. I guess I can't tell exactly if this works until I get another one working on the opposite side. But yeah, look at that. Here we go. I find this kind of funny. Look at all the water just like falling. Now I'm wondering, if I had filled the gap between these top two lines of glass with more glass, I wouldn't have to stare at this. You know what I mean? Oh well. Woo! Wow, we had some speed there, didn't we? Now I've got to build that exact same mechanism on this side. And I already kind of forgot how it looked. Okay, I think this is just about the same as the other side. Not totally sure. Yeah, let's put in the water. All right, so if I board this, that should open. What happened? What happened? What happened? What? Oh, I think I removed that water when I right-clicked it. Okay, well, at least it didn't break. Let's try that again, huh? Okay, loaded. Right-click this. Yes, okay, I was correct. Here we go. Man, how long is this thing? This is quite the view. That's pretty cool, though, huh? Riding this thing makes me so nervous. This took me so long to do. There's a little house. What's interesting is that I'm used to each roads making a ton of noise. Click, clack, but this one's totally silent besides the sound of flowing water. All right. Oh no, it's... this other boat's in here. Oops. But hey, the other one just went free. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that other boat has to be able to get in position. It has to be able to get into position when it enters a station. You know what I'm talking about? When I come in here, this one has to be let go somehow, which means that has to be very quickly activated. Is that enough to do it? Yeah, okay, that's enough. Should be enough. So when I come in and I hit that, that boat will be let go and sent down the line. Just one piece of redstone was enough to do it. Let's try this again, okay? Okay. Now... Oh, I did it again. Dang it. Oh, no, 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 no. Fine, I'll just walk down there. I'm gonna eat one of these mushroom things. You know, they're not bad. Oh, what the heck? Okay. There's like 3 boats in the system right now, so that's like too many. Oh, and the other ones are destroyed. They probably, you know, broke each other. Okay. Alright, yeah, it's a single line of redstone that should fix this. Comes down here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not the right way to load it. I have to break it again. I don't know how many times I can keep doing this. Okay, boat right there. Okay, so when I hop in here, when I get down to the very end, I should see the other boat being let free. Alright, please. No! Aw. Nope. Dang it. I think that I wasn't on this enough to be able to activate it. That's probably what happened. Okay. I'm gonna think about this for a minute. The problem is that I can't have any of this redstone go underneath because there's a painting exhibit underneath there. Okay, okay, idea. Let's push this water back one. Okay. That needs to go there. Probably goes right there. And now I'm wondering, that goes 4 blocks out, but I'm kind of concerned if that's too low at this point. We're gonna try it. Okay. Oh, that doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. All right, that goes there, that goes there, and then when I hop in, literally nothing happens. Okay, that's because that pressure plate's gone. Houston, we have an issue. Oh, I need some time to think about this. All right, it's been about another hour, and I think I finally got this working. And it's not as pretty as I hoped it would be, and it doesn't quite work the same way that I wanted it to. So basically, at the moment, you have the kind of board from right here, and I can change that, it's fine. But like, here we go. We get in, no click-clack, total silence, besides the water. The thing that made this so hard is that I had to do everything on a level surface. Like I said, I can't go underneath. I can't put any redstone underneath. It'll mess with the exhibit in the room underneath that area. But all right, when I get here, that one will be released. And then I'll get stuck here. Okay, and then when I hop out, that door will open, but it'll still be stuck. And then I can get back in. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, sorry to give you guys epilepsy. But I'm finally done with this. I'll pretty it up some other time, but I'm ready to be done. So I consider this a success. You know, it gets me from point A to point B. So I think I am gonna call it. See, works like a charm now. Not the prettiest offloading station. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, if you enjoy the relaxing content, I would really appreciate it if you liked it, subscribed it, because that stuff actually does help grow the channel, and it helps me a lot. But besides all that, I've been Mogster, and have a good night.